Hello, Hal here. Today we're going to talk about right hand position for finger picking. What I'm going to do is use my hand only, no picks at all, and I don't have any acrylic nails or anything like that. I do have a little bit of nail on my fingers, but if you're just starting out with finger picking and you're new to it, what I'd like you to do is cut your nails off completely, no nails. You've got to be able to feel where these strings are. You've got to know exactly where the strings are in relation to the guitar and feel that. Let's do something very simple here. Let's take our hand and we'll put it onto the guitar. Now you'll notice that I'm actually just reaching into the guitar a little bit, and my thumb is on the E string, the low E string, and my three fingers, my index, middle, and ring, are on the G string, the B string, and the E string, respectively. Okay, just like that. Now, there's a song that goes like this. Right? Something like that. And this is a great song to use for an example and for a practice. It's actually an E minor chord that they're using, but the low E string and the G and the B and the high E string are all open. See what I'm doing there? So what you want to do is you want to take your hand and you just set it on the strings like this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pluck the low E string. See what happened there? There's actually three things that are happening. Three. First of all, I set my fingers on the strings, on all the strings at the same time. And then I pluck my low E string with my thumb, and then I relax it. And then the index finger plucks and relaxes. The middle finger on the B string plucks, relaxes, and then the ring finger plucks and relaxes. And then I set my hand back on the strings again. So here we go, watch. Set, pluck, relax, pluck, relax, pluck, relax, pluck, relax, pluck, relax, pluck, relax, set. I want you to know that I was not born this way. I could not do this the first time I tried it. It was very difficult for me. And what I had to do was to program my hand, or help my hand to understand exactly what to do. So the set, pluck, relax, okay? This is very important. There's three things that happen here. The set is extremely important, obviously, because you have to set your hand on the strings. And then the pluck is extremely important too, because you have to pluck the string. But then the relax is not so obvious. It doesn't seem obvious to many people. We have to relax our thumb or our finger, whichever one we're using, before we can reset it to do it again. If we go like this and hold the thumb back and then pluck, 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 like that, right? If you hold your fingers like that, you're not ready to play. You have to open your hand again and then do it again. So if you go like this, you're going to be slowing down a lot to be able to make that move. So it's best to relax immediately after you pluck, because then your hand is set and ready to go. Okay, this is what happens when you want speed, because sometimes sometimes you want speed, okay? Sometimes you don't care about it. It doesn't matter. But you have to learn how to relax your hand, your fingers, so that you can have the speed that you need when you need it. Another thing that's important is that when I pluck my finger, I'm actually pulling from these knuckles right here. I'm not pulling from this knuckle like that, right? Like this, or like that. I'm moving my thumb quite a bit, and I'm moving my fingers from these knuckles. Watch again. See that? I'm moving from way back here. When I pluck this string, this finger, see that knuckle right there? That's where I'm plucking from. You'll see this whole bone right here move. The whole finger moves, not just this part, like that. Now, if your wrist is too low like this, then you can't pluck from this knuckle. You have to pluck from here. And you won't have any power, and you won't have any speed. So that's why we need to raise our wrist and pluck from these knuckles, because all the power comes from all of that motion. A little bit of motion like this, you don't get any power. So why am I talking about power? What does power have to do with anything? Power equates to volume. And so if you need a little bit more volume, you're stuck here if you're doing this. And plus, a lot of times if you've got your wrist too low, you have to pull your hand up like this to pluck. And then you have to find your way back. If you've got your wrist up and you pluck and you're set, you're right there. Nothing moves. This part of the hand never moves, which is really good. Now in traditional guitar music, you'll see numbers and you'll see letters, P, I, M, and A. And those are directions to the artist, to the player, about which fingers to use. On the left hand, 1, 2, 3, and 4, those numbers are referring to your left hand fingers. P-I-M-A is your thumb, P-I-M-A. And then the little finger doesn't really have a distinction, because in traditional guitar that comes from Spain, especially classical guitar, they don't use their little finger. I use my little finger a lot when I'm doing big chords like this. Like that. Right? I'll use my little finger in conjunction with my ring finger. But a lot of times I don't even use my little finger. P-I-M-A. So you'll see something like P-I-M-A-M-I. 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 Something like that. So you'll see those directions on music sometimes. We talked about hand position, we talked about wrist position, we talked about reaching into the guitar, we talked about pulling from back here and not right there. We talked about not having your wrist too low. Now, there are times for certain songs, you'll see me actually put my wrist kind of low, but this particular song, it doesn't have intricate finger picking. It has a slap. You can modify your technique to fit whatever song that you're doing. Generally what happens is that you need to have the right kind of hand position so you can get speed for the certain kind of song that you want to play. I think that's all I have for you at the moment. Come back again and join us for another video at Quail Studios, and we'll help you more with your guitar playing. See you later.